Dave Chappelle's bold commentary on woke culture. Dave Chappelle is a name synonymous with fearless comedy, and in his latest specials he dives headfirst into controversial topics. From feminism to LGBTQ+ issues, he doesn't shy away from difficult discussions. Instead, he tackles them with a unique blend of humor and insight, often leaving audiences both laughing and contemplating deeper societal issues. Let's explore how Chappelle masterfully critiques woke culture, one audacious subject at a time. Breaking down the LGBTQ+ community. One of Chappelle's standout bits involves a humorous yet poignant breakdown of the LGBTQ+ community, likening it to a chaotic road trip. In this metaphor, each letter in the acronym plays a specific role, showcasing the complex dynamics within the community. The G's, gay men, are in the driver's seat, a choice that Chappelle humorously attributes to the historical privilege of white men. He quips, "We built these roads," alluding to the societal structures they have influenced. Next to them, the L's, lesbians, occupy the passenger seat, respected but not entirely embraced. Chappelle highlights the subtle tensions that can arise, noting that even among allies there can be friction. The B's, bisexuals, find themselves in the back seat, viewed as greedy for their fluidity, while the T's sit furthest back, respected yet sometimes resented for the complexities they introduce into the journey. Finally, the Q's, questioning/queer, are portrayed as hitchhikers, adding to the comedic absurdity of the metaphor. Chappelle's clever analogy not only sheds light on real-world tensions, but also underscores the varying degrees of acceptance within the community. By transforming these intricate dynamics into a relatable road trip, he invites audiences to laugh while reflecting on the complexities of identity politics. Confronting identity and gender dysphoria. Chappelle's exploration of identity doesn't stop there. He delves into the concept of being born in the wrong body, a central experience for many transgender individuals. While he approaches this topic with a mix of empathy and bewilderment, he also uses humor to express his confusion. He imagines himself as a Chinese man trapped in a black man's body, exaggerating the absurdity of identity and self-perception. This provocative imagery serves a dual purpose. It invites laughter, while encouraging deeper contemplation about the struggles faced by transgender individuals. Chappelle's ability to navigate discomfort in his comedy forces audiences to confront the complexities of gender identity, making them think critically about the societal perceptions surrounding it. The absurdity of cancel culture. One of Chappelle's sharpest critiques targets the inconsistencies of cancel culture, particularly in the case of rapper DaBaby. After making homophobic comments, DaBaby faced swift backlash from the LGBTQ+ community. Yet, as Chappelle points out, the rapper's violent past, having killed someone in a Walmart, was largely overlooked. In our country, you can kill a man, but you better not hurt a gay person's feelings. This statement exposes the absurdity of societal priorities, where the consequences for different actions are often disproportionate. Chappelle's critique extends further, addressing how quickly society is willing to dismiss individuals without room for discussion or growth. He highlights the dangers of a culture that seeks to cancel rather than understand, advocating for a more nuanced approach to accountability. Rachel Dolezal and identity transformation. Chappelle doesn't shy away from controversial figures, using Rachel Dolezal's story as a point of comparison to transgender identities. He questions why society reacts differently to Dolezal's self-identification as black versus the acceptance of transgender identities. Chappelle humorously yet provocatively asks, if Rachel Dolezal can identify as black, why can't someone identify as another gender? While he doesn't claim to have all the answers, he uses humor to expose the inconsistencies in societal attitudes toward identity transformation. Chappelle emphasizes that the stakes for transgender individuals are significantly higher, as they often undergo medical and social changes to align their identity with their gender. In contrast, he argues that Dolezal merely dressed up as black, underscoring the differences in commitment and authenticity between the two narratives. Friendship and tragedy. Amidst the humor, Chappelle shares a touching story about his friend Daphne, a transgender woman who attended several of his shows. Daphne found humor in Chappelle's jokes about trans people, illustrating a profound understanding that jokes do not define one's identity or worth. However, her tragic death, resulting from relentless online harassment after defending Chappelle, adds a somber layer to his comedy. This moment shifts the tone of his special, as he calls out the harmful effects of internet outrage and mob mentality. Chappelle's friendship with Daphne serves as a counter-argument to accusations of transphobia. He demonstrates that it's possible to joke about a community while still respecting its individuals, urging audiences to look beyond surface-level interpretations of his humor. Critique of modern feminism. Chappelle's commentary also extends to feminism, where he critiques the modern feminist movement for sometimes overlooking the unique struggles faced by women of color. He points out the divide between white feminists and feminists of color, suggesting that the movement can feel exclusionary. While acknowledging the importance of the Me Too movement, he questions whether it always allows for redemption for those who have made mistakes, emphasizing the need for a balance between accountability and forgiveness. His observations on feminism illustrate the contradictions within social movements, encouraging audiences to reflect on the complexities of equality and representation. Colonel Mills is a fascinating figure. He spent most of his life deaf and blind, but he recovered, completed college. In what has become one of his most famous bits, Chappelle refers to the LGBTQ+ community as the alphabet people. While this joke has sparked outrage, he argues that it is not intended to mock the community, but rather to highlight the complexities of fitting diverse identities into a single cohesive movement. His approach encapsulates Chappelle's comedic philosophy. He's willing to tackle topics that others may shy away from, prompting audiences to confront societal contradictions and tensions. Chappelle's relentless pursuit of truth. Dave Chappelle continues to challenge woke culture through provocative comedy. He remains undeterred by backlash, boldly addressing trans issues and the tactics of cancel culture. In one memorable story, he recounts his first encounter with Jim Carrey, using the tale to draw parallels between Carrey's commitment to his roles and the complexities of transgender identities. By intertwining storytelling with commentary, Chappelle keeps his audience engaged while delivering pointed critiques. His commitment to pushing boundaries is evident in his relentless pursuit of truth, regardless of the consequences. Chappelle's humor serves as a vehicle for exploring uncomfortable topics, urging audiences to engage with the complexities of identity, race, and societal expectations. Final thoughts. Dave Chappelle is not just a comedian. He is a cultural commentator who uses his platform to navigate the intricacies of modern society. Through humor, he tackles sensitive subjects, challenging audiences to confront their perceptions and biases. His willingness to provoke thought through laughter ensures that his voice remains a significant force in the ongoing conversation about identity, equality, and the absurdities of cancel culture. Whether you agree with him or not, there's no denying that Chappelle's approach to comedy sparks critical discussions that resonate far beyond the stage.